You have this just this amazing quote in the book, and I want to ask you about this. You explain in the book that some people assume that the 10 terrains are different levels, like steps on a ladder. And I love the idea of classroom because I think that that's a much better way to put it. But the quote is, perceiving each terrain as being a sum total of the charge force a being has given to the infinite pool of possibilities in creating their own hologram. Holy Christ, y'all, that's a heavy sentence.
Well, the book is written from really the unity-based terrain, and that section.
Yes, it is.
That section is very much coming from the fractal-based terrain. So obviously we can explain this model from any terrain. If we were to explain it to someone at Square, we'd say you progress as you grow, you progress to the next one. But if we're explaining it from the point of view of the toroid or infinity, we need to explain that there is no space and time. And really in any moment, you are where you are based on the sum total of everything that's held in your field that's keeping you winking in and out of existence in that moment. Now, that's not something that we're going to explain normally in an interview, but we needed to put it in the book because the book needs to be complete.
Right. I was just such a heavy sentence, and I was like, wow, I mean, they are going there.
Well, and it's to say that you already are this infinite being, and what's keeping you from your infinite being is, it's like, think of like a grain of sand and a pearl. You know, that grain of sand is your spirit. This pearl that's grown outside of that is all of the dimensions that you've got glommed onto you from past lives, from genetic lines, from traumas you've taken on, from beliefs you've added to. So it's like, in a way, you've essentially put this big ball of stuff around you, and that bundle of dimensions, that bundle of charge, it's what's holding you away from that little grain or pearl, or a grain of sand inside the pearl, which is the unity of yourself at the core.
So really the reason we put that sentence in is to show that this is not a linear model. You know, right. You're essentially creating your entire hologram in every moment. So, you know, it looked at from that perspective, there is no linear progression. There's only ever this moment. So it really depends where you're standing and looking at this from. If you're standing and looking at it from square or diamond, it's going to be a very different thing that you see. If you're standing and looking at it from toroid or infinity, you're going to see this is a holographic model. It's not linear. But as you said, the culture that we're in at the moment is very much coming from diamond. That's the prevailing terrain, although there are still a lot of countries at the previous terrain, the order-based terrain square. But because we're at diamond, there is a very strong feeling of growth and progression and evolution and expansion. So someone at diamond would tend to see this as a linear model, and that's okay, it's totally fine. Because for them it is for someone at diamond, it is important to shift to the next terrain and then to shift to the one after that, because that's just how they're seeing the world.